Okay, moving on in the dinim of Rosh Hashanah, let's talk about Tekiyah Shofar, which is, as the Gemara said, mitzvah sayem b'shofar. Now, there's a mitzvah, a biblical mitzvah to blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Now, how much do you have to blow? What is the minimal amount of tekiyahs? So the Torah says, as far as the blowings of shofar, the Torah says the word teruah 3 times. So therefore, we learn out you need to at least blow 3 teruahs on Rosh Hashanah. Then the Gemara learns out from Yovel that you have to blow what's called a kol pashut, what we call tekiyah, before and after. So therefore, biblically, what do you need to blow on Rosh Hashanah? Tekiyah, teruah, tekiyah, tekiyah, teruah, tekiyah, tekiyah, teruah, tekiyah, and that's the biblical mitzvah. The problem is, the Gemara says, and it's a question, the commentators have a big thing with that, how could it be? But because of the extended period of Golus, the people forgot what the definition of a teruah is. It could have been one of 3 options. Either, the Gemara says, somebody, like a sick person, moans and groans, or a baby crying, somebody crying, or both together. Okay? So now, tekiyah is the simple voice before and after. And then you have teruah, could be what we call moaning or groaning, that which we call shvarim. The people kvetch. We have professional kvetchers here. Okay, then you have a baby crying, that's tu. That's like a baby cries. Or maybe it's both together. So therefore, in order to be Yetzim min HaTorah, we'll discuss what happens if you blow for a lot of people, a lot of times, what's the minimal. But therefore, min HaTorah, what do we blow? Before Musaf, which is the main biblical mitzvah of Tekiyah Shofar, we blow Tekiyah Shvarim Teruah, because maybe it's moaning and crying together. So then you need to blow Shvarim Teruah, and then we do that 3 times. Then we blow Tekiyah Shvarim Tekiyah, because maybe it's moaning. Then we blow Tekiyah Teruah 3 times, because maybe it's crying. Now, why can't you just blow Tekiyah Shvarim Teruah Tekiyah 3 times, and then you got everything covered? Right? Then you have all of them. So halacha says like this, because let's say the real teruah is what we call shvarim. Then you're going to blow what we call teruah afterwards. Then you're having a separation between the teruah and the second tekiyah. You have to blow tekiyah biblically. Tekiyah, teruah, tekiyah. So if you're going to say, let's say you're going to blow shvarim, teruah together, but let's say the real one is shvarim. That means the teruah is a separation between the shvarim and the second tekiyah. The same thing if you're going to blow, maybe teruah is the real one, then shvarim would be a separation between the first blowing and the teruah. So therefore you need to blow tekiyah, that's the minhag ha'olam, that halacha says you blow the main tekiyahs before musaf, you blow tekiyah, shvarim, teruah, tekiyah 3 times, tekiyah, shvarim, tekiyah 3 times, tekiyah, teruah, tekiyah 3 times. Because again, the Torah says 3 times the word teruah. You need a tekiyah before and after, because we don't know what teruah could be. So we blow all of them to make sure everybody's fulfilling their obligation completely. Now, halachically, we learned many times that a mitzvah connected to time, women are not obligated in. Okay, they don't have to do lulav, they don't have to do sukkah, they don't have to do mitzvahs connected to time. There's a lot of exception. Matzah is an exception, Kiddush is an exception. There's a bunch of exceptions where they learn, Megillah, because that's not faint everybody says. But there's a lot of reasons. But basically, if you think about it, why should women be obligated in Tekiyah Shofar? It's a mitzvah connected to time. It's on Rosh Hashanah. So technically, women don't have to hear Tekiyah Shofar. And the truth is, biblically, they don't. But halacha says that throughout the years, women have accepted it upon themselves as a chiyuv. So now, halachically, they have a chiyuv. To the extent, I'll show you how far it goes, that normally to blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah for the fun of it, you can't. Because you're making musical sounds on Yom Tov. So now the question is, if a man heard shofar already, and can he blow for his wife at home? Now, if she wouldn't be obligated in it, so why would he be allowed to blow? But because they accepted it upon themselves as an obligation, so now you're allowed to blow for them because they are doing the mitzvah. What?
Another reason we have to hear it is because women are obligated in tshuva too.
Tshuva is not, shofar is not the mitzvah of tshuva.
Isn't it aroused?
It arouses, but it's not a chiyuv to do. Men, the Rambam says, in the Rambam Hilchos Rosh Hashanah says, Afal Peter Tkiyah Shofar. Yeah, it's Gzeres HaKosavi. Nevertheless, even though it's really the Torah says you have to blow shofar, but it also brings out the concept of waking up from your sleep, from your slumber. But the mitzvah Tkiyah Shofar is a mitzvah to blow shofar. Not what?
Can I ask you by the way that some Lubavitchers blow the shofar? Is there, like for example, the Shabari, I feel like some people blow like a tiny teruah before and after the shofar.
Not before, after. Yeah.
And then also they also go like a Shabari before the teruah. Like
I'm not responsible for what people blow. I
so
mean,
what is the Chabad style of blowing the shofar? How does the Shabari supposed to sound? It has a teruah.
okay, we're not doing that now. Maybe we'll have a demonstration, but
But isn't the shofar representative the call for the Kedesh Yitzchak? I mean, isn't that connected?
it's connected to Akedah Yitzchak, it's connected to a lot of things. The mitzvah of shofar is to blow shofar in Rosh Hashanah. Now, what is the mitzvah? The mitzvah is, like we said, Tkiyah, Teruah, Tkiyah, because we don't know what the Teruah is, we blow 3 times. No? What? You could, ideally, they should make the bracha if they can, yeah. The best thing is, if you already heard, they should make the bracha. Okay, now, what? We said now they are obligated. They accepted it upon themselves as a chiyuv. Okay, then you have another issue. So now we have another inyan that's called like this. It's called in halacha tkiyas miyushav, the sitting down tkiyas, and there's what's called tkiyas mu'umad, the standing tkiyas. Now here there's a lot of different minhagim. The first 30 sounds before Musaf, everybody does. The sound of the shofar and the repetition, everybody does. During the quiet Shemona Esrei, the quiet Amidah, do you blow shofar or not? So many people, like Nusach Ashkenaz doesn't. According to Kabbalah, which we go by, you do blow. So we blow during the quiet Shemona Esrei, and we blow during the repetition. Those are called Tkiyas Mu'umad. Why? Because when the Chazan blows shofar during the Amidah, the second, even the repetition, everybody has to stand. The first 30 before Musaf, believe it or not, halachically, for the brachas, they have to stand. That means when they say the 2 brachas, yeah, you have to stand. But then technically for the shofar blowing, they could sit. In the minhag in the world, so, they stand. But halachically, you could sit. The tkiyas that you blow by Musaf, everybody has to stand. Okay? There's what's called tkiyas miyushav and tkiyas mu'umad. The sitting down tkiyas, because everybody can sit. The blower has to stand. The sitting down tkiyas and the standing up tkiyas. So there's 3 differences halachically between tkiyas miyushav and tkiyas mu'umad. Number 1 is tkiyas miyushav is called sitting versus standing, so that's one halachic difference. Second difference is that the minhag is the first 30 that you blow, before Musaf, you blow from the place you read the Torah. Tkiyas mu'umad, the standing tkiyas, you can blow anywhere. Wherever you are, you can blow. You don't need to be by the bima blowing. And there's another difference in halacha, which is a minhag, not a halacha, and that is when you blow shvarim teruah. Okay, do you blow it together, or do you take a breath between the shvarim and the teruah?
Separate.
one second. So do you blow Shvarim Teruah together, not in one breath, but you make a little stop to show us a different thing? Or do you go tu, stop, and then tu? Or do you blow it tu? Do you blow it together or not? So the minig is, in halacha it says, the minig is, for the first 30, you blow Shvarim Teruah together. In the Shemona Esrei, the Amida, you blow them separately. Okay, but like in Elo, we blow them together, the last 30 all the way at the end of davening. Okay, so you have like this, according to this cheshbon, you have 30 before Musaf, then each Shemona Esrei you blow 3 times, but you blow Tashrat, Tashat, Tarat, so you blow 10 sounds, 3 times during the quiet Shemona Esrei, that's 30. 3 times during the repetition is another 30. So you have 90. And then, in middle of the Kaddish, after Ein Kalokenu, we blow another 10. So you have altogether what's called Mea Koles. You have 100 voices, sound of Shofar. That's basically, according to Kabbalah, that you're supposed to blow Mea Koles. Why do you blow 100 Koles? Because there's 10 levels and each one's composed of 10. It's I didn't forget you. There's a bit, you elevate all the 100 the levels. Another interesting thing about this is that Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the first half of Tishrei, and Sukkot and Shmini Atzeres is the second half. So basically we'll show you, as we go along, we'll show you different interesting concepts, that Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is really the same thing as Sukkot and Shmini Atzeres. This is through seriousness, and this is through simcha. It accomplishes the same thing in a different way. Okay? So you have like this. What is the main part of the sukkah? Schach. Schach is spelled Samach Chof Chof. 60, 20, 20. If you take these 100 sounds of the shofar, there is 60 tkiyas, 20 shvarim, and 20 teruas. So Rosh Hashanah, through shofar, is accomplishing the schach, the same thing. Now, what do you want, Mordechai?
I was going to ask, so like, similar to Nagila, we do go for the Tekiyah and the Yusha. We stand for the bracha.
And then technically you could sit. Yeah. Not the blower, the listener.
Continuous Tekiyah and whatever you said continuously, don't you get the doubt about it becomes one voice? I mean, you don't accomplish both of them?
No, between Tekiyah and Shvarim you have to take a breath. Between Shvarim, Teruah, and Tekiyah you have to take a breath. But between Shvarim and Teruah, because you're blowing it, maybe it's together the same sound, so then you don't need to take a breath. If you're blowing it that it's one sound, now in the Shemona Esrei we blow Shvarim and then take a breath and then Teruah. But initially, because the opinion says, by the way, either way that you do it, the evidence is kosher. It's kosher both ways. But this is because there's 2 opinions how to do it. So this is before Musa we do it this way, after Musa we do it.
But the concept is that you want to do it separately. You cover yourself for the right? Separately.
Yeah, but
when you connect, you lose.
No, but I said one opinion says Teruah is what Shvarim Teruah is together. Moaning and crying together. So then it's one thing. It's not separate things, it's one thing. So that's what? If you're doing it on Mitzrayim, you don't, between Shvarim and Teruah, you don't know. The meaning is you don't take a breath. Now the Shaila is, okay, one more thing before we go. What is the minimal that you could blow for somebody? Let's say you're going in Mitzrayim, you're going in the street, the hospital, you're blowing a million times. Ideally, if you could blow all 30, it's great. But what is the minimal? So in contemporary halacha, there's a different opinions. Some opinions say you blow tashrat, tashat, tarat. That's minimal, your yaitza. And other people say you blow tashrat, tashrat, tashrat. And there's a whole reason, because there's a levush that says that the hefsek between the shvarim, if it's the wrong one, is only for the blower, not for the listener. So for the listener, it's not called a hefsek. So therefore, the guy was yaitz already, the guy that blew. So for the listeners, it's not a problem. So if you want to minimize, you blow tashrat, tashrat, tashrat 3 times, but either way, it's fine.